Hi there, hope you're having a good day. Welcome back to another comparison video. Just before the official Puma MB.03 release, let's take a look at all three signature shoes of LaMelo Ball together and see which one performs the best out of them. Price-wise, they've been slowly moving up. Still around mid-tier pricing, but they basically went from $125 for the MB.01 to $130 for the MB.02, and now it might be $140 for the MB.03. Also, some colorways are going for a lot more at retail. It's kind of weird because even until recently, they're still releasing MB.01 colorways every now and then. Like the digital camo one has a nasty markup on it. I don't know if you guys saw, but Scoot Henderson was already rocking his own signature shoes during Media Day. So those will be the next Puma line to look out for. Looks quite similar to this line, I would say. Anyways, as usual, even though the MB line has been fairly consistent, we're still gonna only pick one at the end. Let's get right into it. Starting off with the cushion, can I just say that they honestly had no major difference? Or in a more negative way of thinking, the midsole never really saw an improvement from 1 to 3. Nitro foam is basically Puma's premium technology, but they use it on a lot of their other shoes. So that doesn't necessarily make the MB line stand out with the cushioning setup. Impact protection is very good on these. In all three models, I consider the shock absorption to be well above average. If I have to pick one that feels the best on feet, the newest MB.03 gives you a little bit more heel compression. It does feel a tiny bit softer on feet compared to the 1 and 2, but that's about it, because this line is not the soft and foamy type. Traction, I think I'm going to pick the MB.01 as the best. Again, they're also similar in this aspect. The problem is dust pickup, not necessarily easy to wipe off. We're comparing the three, so just from my experience, for traction, I go 1, 2, and then 3, in order from best to worst. But what's more important is that colorways that have a translucent outsole performed much better than those that have a solid rubber outsole. Some examples would be the MB.01 Galaxy colorway and the MB.02 low top. The grip is not nearly as hard and consistent. Having a solid rubber outsole lost a squeak too, if that matters to you. So yeah, to get to a hard and consistent stop, I would recommend going with the translucent outsole pair. Moving on to the fit, here they stay very consistent. You can either go true to size or half size up. True to size will be a pretty snug fit in all three models, especially for me as someone who has slightly wider feet, but it was manageable. So if you prefer more room inside, then you can go half size up. Materials, they're all pretty plasticky. Puma calls it an engineered mesh upper. I honestly would just take the MB.01 upper, because on the 2 and 3, they added more fusing. The MB.02 Rick and Morty colorway was a case where the synthetic fusing just went wrong, to a point where it was bending and folding awkwardly on the court. Like you could hear weird sounds with your movements. So that was not very good for the comfort and playability, to be honest. On the MB.03, I was actually looking forward to this area of heel padding, but turned out it's still pretty hard at the back. Almost like they stuffed some cardboard in there. Anyways, stability, I take the MB.01. Weight, the MB.02 is the lightest of the three, but I wouldn't really consider any of these to be a lightweight shoe. They're all more so slightly above average weight. If I was to describe how this line has evolved, if you played in any model, whether it's a regular or low top, however you felt probably isn't going to change much, except for the translucent versus solid rubber outsole thing that we talked about. Me personally, I think the MB.03 design looks the best, with all those scratch marks on the upper and a slime-inspired midsole. Overall, comparing all three models, I would stick with the MB.01 as the best one they've released performance-wise. Not saying that the MB line is trending downward or getting worse, but they might have peaked at the 1 to me. However, if you disagree, please feel free to share your experience with this line down in the comments. Once again, I'd always recommend the translucent outsole over solid rubber in this series for the best traction performance. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.